Hey cat lovers, and welcome back to another video. An icebreaker question almost as common as what is your favorite color is, are you a cat person or a dog person? Almost everyone falls into one category or the other. Cats and dogs are stereotypically portrayed as complete opposites, but do dog people and cat people follow suit? As it turns out, whether or not you are a dog person or a cat person can say a lot about your personality, preferences, and how you interpret the world around you. In fact, people's personalities tend to fall in parallel with their pets. Cats are often stereotyped as reserved, and dogs are stereotyped as friendly and hyper, and in this case, the stereotypes have some truth to them. Lovers of each respective kind of pet seem to mirror their personalities, perhaps explaining their preferences. Of course, a single question cannot sum up a person's entire multifaceted identity, but it may be surprisingly accurate when it comes to outlining the basic hallmarks of people's personality. Now let's explore the supposed personality differences in cat people versus dog people according to psychology. First, let's talk about cat people. Cats are known for their curious, mysterious, and sometimes serious outward appearances. However, they're also known to be very affectionate and intelligent creatures. So what about the people who identify as cat people? Why are they drawn to cats instead of dogs, and what does that say about them? Well, there are several personality categories that cat lovers tend to fall into. Research conducted by psychologists at the University of Texas in Austin determined that much of a person's personality trait can be predicted based on whether they identify themselves as a cat person or a dog person. They found that cat people are far more likely to be more introverted, neurotic, and open-minded than dog people. Don't worry, we'll go over each of these traits in more detail. First, let's talk about introversion. According to psychologists, cat people are more likely to have a more introverted and reserved personality. Introversion is characterized by a preference for internal thought and feelings rather than external sources of stimulation. This means that introverts charge their batteries through alone time rather than through spending time with others. Introverts also tend to be quieter and more reserved than extroverts. Considering that cats are relatively calm animals, it makes sense that introverted people would be more drawn to them. Cats are often solitary creatures that don't seek out too much social interaction. This behavior seems to be reflected by cat owners. Before domestication, cats did not rely on socialization to survive. They did not form packs or tight hierarchies. Instead, they relied mostly on themselves to hunt, find shelter, and stay healthy. This tendency to prefer solitude is prevalent in lots of cats today. Like introverts, cats enjoy alone time and often retreat to dark, cozy spaces for relaxation. It seems like introverts prefer cats because of a mutual understanding and respect for alone time. Because they are so similar, it makes natural sense that introverts and cats would make an excellent match for each other. A cat's lifestyle allows for an introvert to express their introversion to the highest degree and vice versa. Next, we'll talk about neuroticism. The University of Texas research also determined that cat people showed more neurotic behaviors than dog people by around 12%. Neuroticism in psychology is defined as a tendency towards anxiety, depression, self-doubt, and other negative feelings. On the downside, cat lovers also tend to get overwhelmed much easier than dog lovers. Frequent anxiety or worrying often is a sign of high neuroticism, and it is also a trait that is found in most cats. Cats are known for being very cautious animals who are very aware of their surroundings. Unlike their dog counterparts, cats are much less likely to be enthusiastic about new people. On the positive side, this can be expressed through a tendency towards low-energy hobbies like knitting, reading, or baking instead of more active hobbies like running or socializing. Cat lovers express more of an appreciation for quiet tasks like museums and daydreaming. They may often be perceived as having their heads in the clouds. Finally, let's talk about open-mindedness. Cat people were recorded as 11% more likely to be open to new experiences. Open-mindedness often presents itself through a willingness to try new things and express more outward creativity. Considering the curious and intelligent persona of a cat, it's not surprising that cat lovers are the same. Cat lovers tend to be more nonconformist than dog lovers, taking rules and restrictions much less seriously. They, like cats, play by their own rules. They may have unique interests and unconventionally held beliefs. Cat people are also less likely to follow rigid structures and are more prone to explore curiosities and being fluid with their time. This behavior can be observed in cats through their unwillingness to be trained. Cats do not enjoy learning tricks like sitting, staying, and lying down as dogs do. They are not too concerned with pleasing their owners and following commands. They, like cat people, move to their own beat. Now let's talk about dog people. On the other end of the spectrum, there are dog people. Even though not all cats and dogs are opposites, a lot of their owners have personality traits that are. According to the same study performed at the University of Texas in Austin, dog people reported that they are more likely to be extroverted by 15%. That's the largest number in the study. Dog people also find themselves to be 13% more agreeable than cat people, meaning they are perceived as friendlier and easier to get along with than cat people. And finally, the study found dog people to be 11% more conscientious than cat people, indicating that they are more likely to live a disciplined, self-structured lifestyle. Just like in the case of the cat, most of the traits that dog lovers have also happen to be hallmarks of the classic dog personality. We'll explain these traits in more detail next. First, we'll talk about extroversion. The study found that the most significant difference between cat lovers and dog lovers was where they fall on the introvert-extrovert spectrum. Cat lovers tend to be introverted, as we discussed earlier, while dog lovers tend to strongly fall onto the extroverted side of things. Extroversion is typically characterized by outgoingness, high energy, and/or talkativeness. An extroverted personality type gains energy from exposure to social interactions. Parties and social gatherings may lead them to feel revitalized and excited. They typically do not enjoy doing solitary activities. Dog lovers may come across as more seize-the-day types who are energetic, active, and positive. They love being around other people, and other people love being around them. In conjunction, dogs tend to have extremely social personality types. They are descended from pack-based animals whose survival literally depends upon socialization and social structures. Dogs today are typically portrayed as energetic, friendly, and extremely sociable. Dogs are also much more active than cats are, typically requiring at least one walk a day to stay in good health. This makes them excellent companions for extroverted, active people as it provides a natural reason to go out into the world. In this way, it is not surprising whatsoever that dog people typically align more with extroverted behaviors as dogs do the same. Dogs and extroverts seem to form a natural pair and build energy and camaraderie based upon shared social experiences. Next, let's talk about agreeableness. Dog people were found to exhibit more agreeable personality traits than cat people. Agreeableness can be described as being cooperative, polite, kind, and friendly, all traits that people find very agreeable. Dog people may find making friends comes very easy to them, as does establishing strong bonds. They can be very trusting, sometimes to a fault, affectionate, and generally warm-hearted. Unsurprisingly, these behaviors are often exhibited by dogs. Dogs are known for their wagging tails and bursts of excitement. Just seeing their owners get home from work every day is quite the celebration for a dog. Overall, dogs tend to be people-pleasing and extremely agreeable animals. Unsurprisingly, dogs are well liked by most people, even those who don't claim to be dog people. While 46% of people interviewed identified themselves as dog people, only 2% of people claimed to actively dislike dogs. This is compared to 12% of people identifying themselves as cat people and 15% of people stating that they actively dislike cats. So, people tend to like dogs more than cats by a significant margin. However, keep in mind that a large majority of opinions come from first impressions. Considering how friendly and warm dogs come across, the results of the poll become less surprising. I may be biased, but I highly suggest giving cats the benefit of the doubt. They can be very affectionate after initial impressions. Finally, let's talk about being conscientious. Finally, the research conducted at the University of Texas determined that dog people are more likely to be conscientious and routine-oriented than cat people. Conscientiousness reflects the tendency to be responsible, organized, hardworking, goal-directed, and to adhere to norms and rules. They prefer to live their lives with a well-organized schedule, and they are also very big on self-discipline. Considering the discrepancy in training and obedience between cats and dogs, the correlation is clear. Dogs are often easy to train and master a range of tricks like sit, stay, lay down, and come here. Cats, on the other hand, dislike being trained and are much less likely to put up with any sort of regimen. Dogs and dog people mentally benefit from establishing routines in their life and practicing self-discipline. Dog people may often be meticulous planners, very detail-oriented, and take their responsibilities very seriously. Dogs benefit from regiment, looking forward to scheduled walks and learning new tricks. Every dog owner knows how easy it is to get a dog to fall into a routine. If you take a dog on a walk at 9 a.m. for 2 days in a row, they'll be waiting outside the front door at 9 a.m. sharp on day 3. Their shared love of routine and structure seems to be a great bonding point for dogs and dog lovers. Even though it may seem like a silly icebreaker question, whether or not someone identifies as a dog person or a cat person can actually provide a lot of insight into their personality. As we've explored, psychological studies have shown many parallels between the behaviors of pets and their owners. All in all, lovers of cats and dogs seem to behave similarly to their beloved pets, at least as far as personality goes. So the next time you ask someone if they prefer cats or dogs, consider it a helpful clue in getting to understand them better.